Hello everyone, this is Dr.Tariq Masood. Today I'm going to discuss Leadership Versatility Index, lecture number 3. Before my lecture, I used to read a Quranic verse, Rabbi Shrali Sadri wa Yasli Amri Wahlal Uqdatum min Lisani Yaqfi Qawli Rabbi Zidni Ilma. Okay, as I have discussed earlier, this is a continue from my last leadership lecture, Forceful and Enabling Leadership Style. So as I have promised leadership style a 5 lesson, this is my third lesson on leadership style lesson. So next couple of days I will complete all 5 lessons in leadership style. Then we'll discuss emotional intelligence, personality assessment, organization, behavior. So that is part of leadership versatility index. Lesson number 3, strategic versus operational leadership style. Objective: strategic versus operational leadership style. In my earlier lecture, forceful and enabling leadership style, I have discussed in detail. After completion of both lectures, we will be able to know, number 1, effectiveness as a team leader. What are this person's major strengths as a leader? Does this leader overuse any of his or her strength? Does this leader have any shortcoming? Rating of the leader and its overall effectiveness. Leadership style model. Leadership model, the strategic leadership style versus operational leadership style. These two styles have multi-layers. First layer, direction versus execution. Second layers, growth versus efficiencies, innovation versus order. Direction versus execution, looking ahead, think strategically and big picture. Executions, manage day-to-day activities and follow-up. Growth, aggressive about the growth, making changes and seizing opportunity. Efficiencies, conserve resources and practical about the changes. Innovations, tries new things, encourage the creativity. Order, consistent, organized and methodological approach. So these 3 layers. Now in my next slide I'm going to discuss versatility approach, and then I will discuss detail each layer: direction versus execution, simulation model, growth, efficiency, innovation and order. These 3 layers I'm going to discuss next couple of slides. Okay, now first, strategic operational leadership style versatility. The ability to draw upon these two opposites unrestricted by bias in favor of one side and prejudice against the other side. The higher the percentage, the greater your versatility on this important duality. Strategic operational versatility, if you stay or if you gain 35% score from your simulation model, your co-workers and subordinates stay the same. So greater the versatility on this important issue if you have higher the percentage. Higher the percentage, greater your versatility index. Okay, now I am going to discuss first layer of strategic and operational leadership style comparison. Direction versus execution. In direction, if you can see 1S, 2S, 3S, 4S. In execution, 1O, 2O, 3O, 4O. Okay, 1S strategic style and 1O operational style. These styles are opposite to each other. Spend time and energy on long-term planning and future-oriented. Focused on getting things done in the short term. Think strategically, 2S, 2O. Tactical, gets involved in solving day-to-day problems. Number 3S, takes a big picture perspective, thinks broadly. 3-0, pays attention to detail, as a finger on the pulse of day-to-day activities. 4S, anticipate this need to change direction, looks ahead, monitors progress, follow up. Okay, now direction and execution forces are opposing to each other. So now I'm going to do a one calculation and then simulation model. Okay, over here direction versus execution. In my direction versus execution, if you see here, I have calculated here a score from 0 to 4 a positive mode, from 0 to -4 a negative mode. So if I move from 0 to 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, so I'm using my strength too much. If I move from 0 to left hand side, so -1, -2, -3, -4, I'm using my strength too little. If I stay in the middle, I use my right amount of my strength. Okay. Now in first instance, if you can see here, 1S and 1O. 1S strategic, 1O operational. Spend time and energy on long-term planning and future-oriented. 1O focused on getting things done in the short term. So if you see here, my first two instance, I am gaining a score +3 and +2. So on 1O, when one operation, I stay at 0.2, and 1S I stay on 0.3. Same on 2S, 2.0. Think strategically and tactical gets involved in solving day-to-day problems. So if you see here, so I stay +3 and +2 in my second instance. In my third instance, takes big picture and think broadly, pays attention to detail as a finger on the pulse of the day-to-day activities. If you see here, I stay on +3 and +4. On 4S and 4A, I stayed 3 and 4. So now this area strength is overused. If I stay in the middle, so I'm using optimum or right amount of the strength. If I move on the left hand side over here, so this is my shortcoming of my strength. Okay, now if you see here, when I am using right amount of the strength, so my subordinate all co-worker stay in the right positions and my personal score will be gained accordingly as I have mentioned here. Okay, second layer, strategic operation leadership comparison analysis on second layer, growth versus efficiency. On growth, if you can see 5S, 6S, 7S and 8S, 5O, 6O, 7O, 8O. So the first expensive, aggressive about growth, plays it safe, conserve about the taking risk. Ambitious to improve the organization, launch many changes initiatives, practical about the change, careful not to take on too much, willing to make bold moves, introduce changes in small increments, jumps on new opportunity, entrepreneurial and efficiency, careful to conserve time and money. Okay, these forces, the first is operation style and second is efficiency is operation style and growth is the strategic style. So now I'm going to simulate these instances against growth versus efficiency in my next slide. Okay, over here, if you can see here, I'm have again calculation here on my calculation bar here. If I stay in the middle, I'm using right amount of my strength. If I move on right hand side, I'm using too much from 1, 2, 3, 4. If I move on the left hand side, -1, -2, -3, -4. So same pattern, growth and efficiency. In the instance 5 and S and 5O, I'm using +3 and +4. 6S, 6O, I'm using again +3, +4. So 7S, 7O, both +3, +3, 8S, 8O, so 0, and I'm using here -4. So over here I'm shortcoming of my strength over here, too little I'm using. What is my instance? Efficient is careful to conserve time and money. So this is my weakest point here. So if I'm stay in the middle, I'm using right amount of my leadership style. If I stay on the right hand side, if you can see, I'm using my strength too much or overused. Okay, now I'm going to discuss layer number 3. Innovation versus order. Innovation, instance 9S, 10S, 11S, 12S, 9O, 10O, 11O, 12O. So innovations, strategic leadership style and order in operational leadership style. So now I'm going to simulate again these 4 instances against 4 orders. So in my next slide here, if you can see here, the same way of calculation. So this is my calculation bar here, 0 to plus 4, 0 to minus 4. So again, I in short 9s, 9o, 10s, 10o, so 9s and 11s, 11o, 12s, 12o. So in the first 9s, 9o, I am using plus 3, plus 4, second minus 4, minus plus 5, and 4, 4, and the last I am stay in the middle. So in my innovation versus order, this is the third layer, which it looks like I'm the last instant 12s and 12o I'm using right amount. But if I can say 11s, 11o, I'm using too much. So on my strength on the right hand side. So if I can see in the second instance 10s, 10o, so one instant I'm using too much, one is minus. So similarly in the first instance, so this innovation and versus orders showing a very disturbing result compared to the first and second layer. Now, strategic leadership, guided perceptions, overall performance, direction, growth, innovation. On the bottom side, shortcomings, strength, and strength overused. If you say overall performance, I stay too much here. Direction I used here, growth on almost 3, and innovation 4. So the overall performance, I'm staying over it as a leadership on if I am on the strategic style here. So the right amount here, my subordinates, S subordinate, Y, U, and gray bar all co-workers stay in the middles. So in my next here, the operational style here. In the operational style, if you can see here, the operation style, the U as a leader, gray, co-workers as subordinates. So U stand for U, and so now if you can see I'm using right amount, the subordinate co-workers stay on the middle, and as a leader, my overall performance, I'm staying on the operational leadership style here. Executions on 4, efficiency 2, and order 2.5. So overall my efficiency, I'm staying over here. So this is my shortcoming, this is strength, right amount of my strength, and strength overused. Now I'm going to do a final distributions of the ratings. On the strategic leadership style here, direction, growth, or innovation, each instance has been simulated in my earlier slide. Similarly, or against operational leadership style, execution, efficiency, orders. So these all instances are simulated against the execution, efficiency, order. So over here I draw the results here. In left hand side, my result here, if I'm using 2 liter, right hand side if I'm using too much. So overall performance on operational leadership style, I stay in the middle 83%, and on the strategic leadership style on 58%. So most of time I stay in the middle. I'm just right amount of my leadership style. So I am here at the 83%. I've used the operational leadership style in spite of strategic leadership style. Now in my next slide. So lesson learned. Following success factor will be derived after completion of the lecture number 2. Lecture number 1 was forceful and enabling leadership style, and now operation strategic leadership style. So these are the 4 segments as I discussed in my earlier. These are the lessons which we have learned during this lecture. So learning effectiveness as a team leader. Effectiveness is built to team that gets stellar results and can keep it up over time. This is characterized by the 2 things, productivity and vitality. If you deliver as stated, or you stay on middle and use the right amount of your leadership style, you will be more productive and vitality will be immense. Does its leader overuse any of his or her strength? If answer is yes, so we have to do following. To overuse of recovery plan, commitment and excuse for the delay, time management, successful use. So on the next step, does this leader have any shortcomings? So if answer is yes, time management, dealing with hard peoples, managing more than one activity at the same time, feeling guilty when the enforcing rules and regulations. Rating of the leader and its overall performance, learning number 3. So as I demonstrated in my simulation, so strategic versus operational leadership style. So if you can see, as far as effectiveness is concerned, I stay most of time 83% on operational leadership style and 62 on strategic leadership style. So my effectiveness demonstrate most of time I have used my operational leadership style. Conclusion: major strength as a leader achieved: commitment to work, timely management, patience, risk management, stress management, recovery plan, and proper evaluation. Thank you very much for your time. Don't hesitate. Send me your feedback and comments. t.masood@dr@bath.edu. Thank you very much and stay blessed.